You shouldn't have any pressure to say, okay, I'll start everything January 1st. You don't just come out and say, okay, 2025 is my year. I'm going to have a productive year. Gossip is not good for the mind. Avoid it. In my soft girl era,
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you
it's 2025. Unbelievable. We all made it, and we're very grateful to God for giving us the opportunity to experience this year. What's up, beautiful people? I'm Sheila. I'm a medical doctor practicing in the UK, and I'm also a content creator based in the UK. I do more of self development, motivational, and homekeeping videos, and occasional vlogs. I have some vlogs in my catalog about to be dropped. I hope I'm able to drop it sometime before we go fine to January. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I hope you stick around and you're welcome to the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back to watch me again. And I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I also hope it helps you in one way or the other. Before I go into the tips, I think I should let you know that you shouldn't have any pressure to say, okay, I'll start everything January 1st. If you can, that's okay. But if you can't, I believe in everyone has their different time and different path in life. And because someone is kickstarting their year in on the 1st of January, doesn't mean that you have to kickstart yours on the 1st of January. You have people who kickstart their year December, like the December before the new year. There are some people who kickstart from March. So whatever time you think is better for you, depending on what's going on in your life, then that's you. I remember 2024, my year officially started in February because I was on multiple calls in January and I wasn't able to get my I almost said shit. I wasn't able to get my self together. And by the time it was February, I was able to recollect and get myself together, get myself organized, and I had to kickstart the year. It was a very good year for me. So I thought I should let you know that. So, no pressure. That is why I'm here because I know we've seen so many videos where people say, oh, it's time to exercise, take exercising seriously. Um, do this, do that, drink 10 glasses of water per day. These are good tips, but if you're not disciplined or if you don't know a way to make these things realistic for yourself, you will tend to struggle. So I don't want any of us to struggle. So I hope this video is going to be very valuable to you. So over to my tips. I have my laptop here because I try to make notes so that I don't skip any point. So my first tip is you have to set smart goals. If you're learned or if you went to school, which I believe all of us went to school, you've heard of the SMART criteria whenever you're setting goals or whenever you're doing a project. Um, in my workplace, we do QIP. QIP is Quality Improvement Project. And one of the things you're told that whatever goal, whatever project you're trying to improve, your goals should fulfill the SMART criteria. And what is the SMART criteria? S stands for specific, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant, and T time bound. So this simply means that your goals have to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. In my previous video where I talked about the vision board, I showed you how, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it up in this video. I taught you how you can create your vision board, and this is what this SMART goal is basically saying. You don't just come out and say, okay, 2025 is my year. I'm going to have a productive year. Yes, it's good that you've made such declaration, but it's not specific. You just said a productive year. Productive doing what? What do you intend to be productive in? So you can see it's not specific, it's not measurable. It may not be achievable because you're not specific. So what do you even know you're trying to achieve? And it's not even time bound. You gave a year. A year is such a long time. So how are you going to measure and track your progress if you're given a year time limit? Meaning that by 2026, that's when you try to track your progress, and by then you see that you've not even made much progress. So that's why it's better, instead of saying I'm going to be productive this year, you rather say I want to spend 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes before I go to bed, I want to spend it planning for the next day. Now, you can see this is quite specific. The specificity is that before bed, 30 minutes before I go to sleep, I plan for the next day. It's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant and realistic. R can stand for relevant, it can stand for realistic, and it's also time bound. You've given yourself that time and you're going to stick to it. So I hope I was able to get that across. You can apply it to every walks of life. Tip number 2 is use the 2-minute rule. This 2-minute rule is a game changer, guys. I would advise you to apply this 2-minute rule. Now, how does it work? Any task you know that will take 2 minutes or less, you might want to apply this rule to carry it out. I'll give you an instance on how to apply the 2-minute rule. Just before I came down to start filming, my son's toys were scattered all over the floor, leading to his room. I could have left it. Maybe tomorrow, when I'm tidying the house before work, I will go ahead and clear up the place. But having known this 2-minute rule, why wait till tomorrow when I'm doing my morning chores? Why not just do it now? It wouldn't even take me up to a minute to just pack those things into his toy bag. He has these toy bags where he packs all his toys. It doesn't even take me up to a minute to just pack everything back. Most times I ask him to do it and he does it. It's just that he has gone to bed. So I have to do it. So at that moment, I just applied the 2-minute rule. I told myself, okay, you have 2 minutes to fix this. And I did it. And before 1 minute was up, I was done. I even had to start doing other things to just fulfill the 2-minute rule. Now you don't have to whip out your phone to start to start timing yourself. 2 minutes, I think we can imagine what it would be like. Now you can apply this to your home in trying to keep your home neat and tidy. You might walk into your kitchen and gas, the stove top or the cabinets are maybe oily or it's not clean. Instead of just walking away and say, okay, whenever I'm ready to wash place, I can now clean it. You could just apply the 2-minute rule at that point and start cleaning up. Just clean it. You're done. Sometimes you come to brush, maybe name say on a Wednesday, you come to brush and you see some dust has settled on the sink, on the bathroom sink. You could easily just apply the 2-minute rule at that point, get a tissue paper and just wipe it down, or a towel and just wipe it down. Instead of waiting till Saturday when you do your cleanup. And we both know on Saturday things can just come up, and that's how you just leave it. And it keeps building up and becomes a chore, something that could have just been a simple task to clear out. Now, this can be applied to other things like replying emails, journaling. So, the 2-minute rule is a game changer, and you might want to apply that whenever you feel like you're getting overwhelmed with things. Tip number 3 is you need to plan your day the night before. I touched on that in the first tip. Planning your day the night before is more realistic than planning your week. I've seen multiple videos whereby the creators are like planning out their week on a Sunday. It can work for someone that is an entrepreneur. You're not employed, like you're not working in an organization where you have to, like a 9 to 5. That's what I'm trying to point out. To be honest with you, planning out my week on a Sunday works for me. Sometimes it doesn't work for me. It's like it can work this week, it won't work next week. That's why I believe in planning out your day, the night before. Because that way, instead of planning for the whole week, you don't even know how Thursday is going to turn out. You don't even know how Friday is going to turn out from Sunday. But it's easier on a Wednesday night. You've already known the things you couldn't achieve on Wednesday. You can then plan your Thursday better, judging from what happened on Wednesday and what plans you've already pushed for Thursday. Unlike when you plan on Sunday, now you could sit down on a Sunday and say, okay, I will, on Monday, I'm going to read um, sepsis. I'm a medical doctor, so please forgive me. I'm using medical terms. So I'm going to read sepsis on Monday. On Tuesday, I'm going to go for shopping. On Wednesday, I'm going to exercise. On Thursday, I'm going on a date. On Friday, I'm going to clean the house. Yeah. It's possible that on Wednesday, okay, let me use, it's possible that by Wednesday, when you're supposed to exercise, maybe you weren't feeling so well. Now, that means on Thursday, you won't be able to go for the date. Mind you, you already set the plan on Sunday. I know these examples are not ideal, but just follow the gist. You've already set the plan on Sunday that you're going to go on a date. Now you are not able to do that. In a case where you plan your next day the night before, knowing fully well you haven't recovered, you're able to plan for Thursday according to the way you feel. And that way it's more realistic and more measurable. And that way you're able to track your progress. At the end of the week, you're able to look back and say, okay, I did this, I did this, I did that. I'm going to do this. If planning out the week on a Sunday works for you, then you can go ahead. But if you have a very busy schedule and sometimes if it's unpredictable, then I would advise you try out planning it out every night before the next day. And I'm not trying to say there are ways you can plan this. You can use your journal, you can use your digital calendars, you can use your sticky notes, but all those things don't work for me. Those things are easier said than done, to be honest with you. But if it works for you, carry on. So for me, I would rather use my notes. I have these notes in my phone. I just write everything in my notes and I just whip out my phone to check if I'm in track with whatever I planned. Whenever you fall off your plan, it's not a big deal. You just need to encourage yourself to do better the next day. So that way you're able to track your progress and see how you're doing. Tip number 4, you need to embrace the Pomodoro technique. How many of us has heard of the Pomodoro technique? By the way, before I go into Pomodoro technique, if you're enjoying this video, please can you click the like button? And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you. So, the Pomodoro technique is like a technique. I shouldn't say that. Pomodoro technique is aimed at improving your attention and focus on whatever you're doing. This technique is very good for ADHD patients. So if you're watching this video and you have ADHD, this technique will be very good for you. I have recommended this technique to few of ADHD patients I've seen, and only one person came back saying that it didn't work for her, and I then had to refer her. but most of them this helps. So how does it work? The Pomodoro technique goes this way. You, assuming you're studying, you set the alarm for 25 minutes and you focus. You're not going to do anything. You're going to do Kenkata's level. Ah! I just remembered Kenkata's. Sorry, guys, I'm going to digress right now. I'm so sorry. Kenkatas is, who is even Kenkatas? Kenkatas is one thing that was reading in my secondary school then, whereby you sit down and you read and you don't shake, you don't look left, you don't look right. If your body itches you, you don't scratch it, you just focus. So something like that, you do that for 25 minutes. No scrolling on the phone, no nothing, no distractions. Then after 25 minutes, you have a 5 minute short break. Then the next 25 minutes starts counting. So you do this for 4 cycles, and at the end of 4 cycles, you don't have your long break, which is like 30 minutes when you are free to eat or do whatever thing you want to do. Then, if you want to continue, you go again for another 4 cycles. So, Pomodoro has an app. It actually has an app, and I have it. I'll see if I can like put the icon so you know what it looks like. It's quite good, but you mustn't use the app. You can also use your alarm. I would advise you to try that out. You're going to love it, especially if you find it difficult to focus on a task. It's going to be a very great deal for you. And my final tip is you need to prioritize self care. On social media, you see lots of video of ladies saying, "I'm in my soft girl era."
I'm in my soft girl era. I'm trying to have a soft life.
Oh, what a man can do, a woman can do. Me, I cannot do what a man can do. I'm a soft girl. I cannot do what a man can do. I'm a soft girl. Please, rubbish. Release me.
And it's always a thing of joke. We laugh about it. But guys, it's quite real. Self care is something we need to prioritize in our life. And I feel like women, that's ladies, guys, I have a video. I have many videos coming up. I really need to delve into the female gender. So you see a lot of women talking about I'm in my soft girl era. Yes, I know there is a social media connotation of soft girl era, but I feel like self care is something that people don't take seriously, especially men. And self care could be anything. You mustn't have to spend or break the bank and go fix nails or do an expensive makeup or buy wigs. If that's what is self care to you, please go ahead and do that. But I'm just trying to tell you that you mustn't do all that to feel like you're doing self care. Self care is as simple as exercising, showing up every day for yourself to exercise. And if gym, let me tell you, people always have this, or I won't say people, social media gives off the idea that you have to go to the gym and be doing and be sweating out before you know that you're losing weight or you're exercising. Things like simple things like taking a walk, simple things like doing your house chores, cleaning up and moving around is quite important instead of just leading a sedentary lifestyle. Simple things as home workouts. Oh my god. There's this lady, Grow with Joe. She has the best home workouts. Like you don't even feel it happening until you're done. You just feel the burn. Simple things like investing in your health and buying weights. You mustn't go to the gym to pick up weights. You can get weights at home and keep it in your home. Get 5 kg arm dumbbells, get 10 kg kettlebells, and you're good to go. So things like exercising, drinking lots of water are self-care. Making sure that your hair is done, you mustn't break the bank. I have a hair video coming up, and I think it might come up after this particular video. I'm not sure, depending on when I'm done editing it. But these are just simple ways you can make yourself look good Things like journaling, writing down in your journal, or just doing things that make you happy generally. Avoiding gossip. Gossip is not good for the mind. Avoid it. Trying to invest in things that can improve, develop your mind. Videos like mine that can help develop your mind. These are ways you can prioritize self-care. So in summary, tip number 1, set smart goals. Tip number 2, use the 2-minute rule. 3, plan your next day the night before. 4, use the Pomodoro technique. And 5, prioritize self-care. If you watch to the end of this video, I really appreciate that you stayed to the end, and I hope these tips are going to help you. I need you to realize that these tips worked for me, and I hope it's going to work for you. I'm not trying to sound cliche and sound like my other creators that are in this field of self-development. These are things that have worked for me. If you know that you're not disciplined, you don't have self-discipline, don't bother using these tips. You need to have discipline to apply these tips to improve yourself. And if at any point you fall off, it's fine, it's okay. Just take it easy on yourself. Get back up and keep running. Okay? I hope this 2025 will favor us all, and I hope it's going to be a great year for all of us. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
But you can't be a fool for 3 years in a row. At some point in time, a new year should shake you to change, because you're not guaranteed the next 12 months. If you're wise tonight, you'll find the resolve to not carry into the new year guilt and shame from the mistakes that you've made. Instead, you wipe your hands and your feet with all of that. Instead, I failed there, I messed this up, I messed up that relationship, but I've gained wisdom from that. And if you're wise, you don't carry loathing into the new year, you carry wisdom into the new year. Some of the things you call losses were just lessons. And some of the things you shed tears over that you thought was a coffin was really a classroom. That's why you can't write your story on a Friday, because you never know when God is about to engineer a resurrection on a Sunday. That's why you got to be careful when people laugh at you or the devil counts you out. Sometimes when you think you've been buried, you've really been planted for God to resurrect you to something brand new. I don't care if you finish this year on a mountaintop. There is a Mount Everest in front of you, because God is not done with you yet.